Finally starting my second unit for my Sisters of Tzeentch Army. And you know what's cooler than flying nuns? Surfing nuns. Nuns that surf on Screamers of Tzeentch. Oh, yeah. This is going to be fun. The problem with these nuns is that their legs aren't very surfy. They're just kind of dangling. We need some legs that can actually stand on the back of these beautiful creatures. For all these surfing nuns, I basically need a pistol and a melee weapon. We take the sacrosancts and cut those off, and we can put on these more Tzeentchy swords I got from some Zangors. We can remove the bolt pistol and replace it with a more Tzeentchy style one as well. I really like the hooded helmets, so we're gonna do some exposed faces for the first time in this army. We'll see how that goes. Power packs are pretty cool too, but I don't like the little decorations on top. So let's snip those off, clean it up, and let's find some appropriate bits for it. The Zangors have these cool axes, and I think the axes themselves could be an awesome little decoration on top of the power packs. So we cut that off and use some plastic cement to secure it to the back. I build 3 sisters up because right now I only have 3 screamers, so that'll have to do. Let's get those screamers flying. I take some epoxy sculpt, mix it together, and start slapping it on some bases. Instead of using the plastic clear flying bases, we're going to be using some of these cool rock formations. My sisters are walking through a magical dusty desert night, and I think these fit in super well. Now that I've got 3 bases built with these hoodoo rocks, I need a little sand. I just take on some Elmer's glue, smear it all over the base, and then dip it in my big old box of dirt and rocks. Got the 3 screamers ready to go, and they have these handy dandy little holes right on their crotch areas that I can just jam onto these rocks. If they weren't screaming before, they definitely are now. I like scoring the surfaces that I glue just to give it a little more grip, so I just take this knife and just kind of jam it in there. I might help it seal, I don't know. Stick in some green stuff and some super glue, and hope it looks good. You won't really see it from the bottom, so it's not too bad. My oh my, it's painting time already. Let's start with the screamers. Why not? I primed the entire model black, and we're going to be busting out a whole bunch of Army Painter air paints. Just because I bought a big old box of these because I got tired of having to thin my paints. I want this cool jade color to be the main focus. Ends up not looking that way, but oh, we're learning. I start in the middle, and then add less and less each time as I get a little bit brighter in this jade color. Then I take these blue turquoise paints, start spraying them a little bit further out on the wings, keeping the brighter paints on the higher parts of the model. And finally we take these purple ones, do the same things just on the tails and the kind of the tip of the wings. Fun looking Tzeentchy colors. Now we start picking out their little horns, teeth, scales, all this good stuff. Start off by painting them black, then highlight them up using some royal purple. I decided I wanted another color on these, so I just take the handy dandy color wheel, keep rotating it. We go from blue to purple to magenta, and then red and orange. Base the tail with a little bit of red, and then some orange sprayed from above to highlight it. Ah, looking good. Now that the screamers are all base coated, we take the same deep blue wash, this enamel wash we used on the sisters, and completely douse them in it. Every nook and cranny, we let that dry, and then use some thinner to remove it and wipe it away. As it is enamel based, you can remove it from anything raised. I didn't want to make their eyes completely white because then they would just pop out like crazy, especially since these models are dark at night. So we just used a lighter emerald jade color, and then took some black and made some little pupils. They look like they're laughing at me. I love their little faces. Now we can take the rocks and base coat them with black, and then some dark blue and do some dry brushing. Not that this will really be visible. Now we take this liquid enamel pigment fluorescent purple color and completely douse this. This is our magical purple dust stuff. When it dries, it turns all matte and dusty and lovely. We'll see that later though, because it's time to start painting the sisters. We grab them and base coat them in a glossy black primer, and then bust out this Turbo Dork color shifting paint, Ice to Never. Very slowly start applying this over the glossy primer until it's nice, shiny, and blue. I paint all their capes and cloth parts black, and then bust out this nice purple and turquoise color to start doing some little bursts all over the cloth. We're doing our cool little galaxy star pattern, so it doesn't even really need to make sense with how light would fall, it just needs to look cool. Then I take the airbrush and turn the PSI way down until it's just spitting paint. I think I made a mistake of using actual acrylic paint this time instead of white ink like I did last time, so you get a lot more finer little bits. It looks a little different than the last unit, but that's okay. Still looking cool. Next up, I start base coating all the metallic parts using Vallejo Dark Aluminum, just putting this on top of anything that I want to be metal. And then I take this decayed metal from scale 75, more of a gold or coppery color, and just start picking out some interesting bits and highlights to do. Speaking of highlights, let's highlight that. Let's mix in some chrome to brighten it up a little bit, and then just start scratching it on top of parts we want to be a little bit brighter. Helps brighten it and desaturate the coppery gold color a bit. Now this is the first time in this army I've had exposed skin, so we gotta figure out what to do. I kinda want a pale, sickly, purple, magenta color skin tone, so we take this pallid witch flesh and mix in some magenta. Do a nice base coat and then start highlighting them up. Paint some red and some white on the open mouth to use the little mouth and teeth area. Nothing too complicated. I like to keep faces simple, because I'm not very good at them. Now we've got some cool decals. I have these third-party ones printed, and I want to put them on the capes. So we cut them off, soak them in water, and put them into place, and adjust them and secure them using Micro Sol and Micro Set. After coating these entirely in the same deep blue enamel wash, it's time to start removing it. Same method as before, just removing it from anywhere sticking up. Since I'm not varnishing these guys, the enamel wash does a really good job of soaking into the acrylic layer and kind of saturating it and changing the colors a bit. Even the areas that you completely wipe them off. I think it's a really cool effect. Just helps darken things, add some contrast, it's nice. For the swords, I wanted to do a simple but cool kind of glow effect. So I base coat them in black, and then bust out the airbrush and some white ink to do some kind of, sort of, again, it's not non-metallic metal, but similar principles where you do a burst of light on one side and then put it on the opposite side and kind of alternating it up. I don't know how to do that, but I've seen a similar effect done before, and it's simple but fun. So I just use the airbrush to do those, and then edge highlight the side with some white paint. Make them nice and bright, and then we take just our fluorescent green color and use our lazy mask, which is just a piece of paper towel, and just start slowly applying this, making it nice glowing in green. Not gonna win any painting awards, but it's cool and it's fun and it's easy. I like it. Alright, and here we have my finished Zephyrim Squad for my Sisters of Tzeentch. These, they're alright. I think they were a fun experiment, fun goofing off, trying to put some nuns on top of the back of these Screamers, but they look a little strange. They're definitely way too big for gameplay, but I don't know, I still had fun with them. Definitely kind of speed painted them. I've been super busy lately, haven't really had time, that's why this video is a bit late. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. They're also very hard to film because they're kind of like an awkward angle, so they're spinning weirdly. I've been staring at these models for too long. See you next time, bye.